The room that time forgot. I grew up in a small, grey town just outside of Liverpool, England, one of those places where the streets all look the same and the air always feels a bit heavier at night. There were 10 of us living in a cramped 3-bedroom flat above a corner shop. Me, my 7 siblings, and our parents. With so many bodies packed into one space, you'd think there wouldn't be room for silence. But in that room, it was all you ever got. My bedroom was tucked away from the rest of the flat, like it had been forgotten during renovations or maybe purposefully left alone. No one had used it before we moved in. The walls and ceiling were covered in jagged graffiti, tags, shapes, symbols I didn't recognize, layered over each other in thick, chaotic scrawls. There was no plaster, no paint, just old, scarred concrete. And it was cold dot, not just drafty, unnaturally cold. Like a window to winter had been left open in that room alone. My eyes scanning around the mass amount of graffiti, and I noticed a familiar name. My mom's. It was scratched in many years ago when my mom was a child. Her best friend lived in that very flat. But still, I never liked it. Not from the first night. It started with the time. Every night, without fail, I'd wake up at 3:23 a.m., not 3:20, not 3:25, 3:23 dot, my eyes would snap open like I'd been called. And sometimes, I'd feel it, breathing, right up against my ear. No whisper dot, no voice. Just the heavy, warm breath of someone or something standing far too close. The air would thicken dot, my skin would prickle. And I'd lie there, frozen stiff, not daring to move. If I turned over, would I see it? Would I come face to face with something that didn't belong to this world? Sometimes I felt it in the shower, too. A sudden change in pressure, the sense of someone standing just outside the curtain, watching, always waiting. It became ritual routine, terror disguised as a habit. But one night, it was different. I had woken up, as usual, staring at my phone. 3:23 a.m. Only this time, I wasn't alone in the silence. I heard footsteps dot slow, deliberate, coming from the hallway. I listened, frozen. They moved with weight, not like a child creeping around, but like someone who owned the space. Then came the sound of the child's safety gate creaking and clanking as someone climbed over it. That made no sense. The younger kids weren't allowed past the gate at night. Not for any reason except the huge staircase and my mom wanting to keep the little ones safe. And yet, I heard the latch snap back. The shift of weight then. The toilet flushed. I waited no one came back out. Eventually, curiosity, or maybe dread, got the better of me. I opened my door. The hallway was empty, dead silent. But the footsteps continued from nowhere, echoing as though they were still walking, still present, moving right past me. I wasn't the only one who heard it. My stepdad opened his door, bleary-eyed and tense. He looked at me with that same pale fear I must have had on my face. "You heard that too, right?" he said. I nodded. We both stood there, staring down an empty hallway that had just been walked by something unseen. I stuttered, jerked, and jolted over the safety gate, running towards my stepdad. I wasn't staying in that room again, not alone all the way down the hall. I stayed with my younger sibling that night. I didn't sleep that night, I just lay waiting, listening. I never found out what happened in that room before we moved in. The landlord never said a word. My parents just told me to stop thinking about it, but there was something about that room. The graffiti wasn't just vandalism, it felt like a warning. Like someone had tried to trap whatever it was inside those walls. But we let it out. Or maybe it had just been waiting. And every night at 3:23 a.m., it came back, just to remind me that I was never truly alone in that room.